Hi everyone, welcome to Essie's Diary. For those of you who don't know, my name is esihlemkosana and welcome to my diary. So today guys, I am doing a review on Coming to America 2. Having watched, Coming to America 1, I was a really big fan and I was so amped and excited to see that there was a sequel, of Coming to America coming. So yeah, I watched it. And I am ready to give a review on what I think. So this is merely just based on my opinion, my preference, what I think could have worked, what didn't work, what did work, so yeah, if you have, opinions of your own, if you enjoyed watching it, if you did enjoy watching it, you're welcome to comment down on the section down below, on the comment section down below. And tell us what you think. It's okay to disagree, it's okay to not like what the other person's saying, but let's just understand that it's also based on preference and opinion, and why we say this didn't work or why we say this did work. So yeah, let's get right into it. I personally did not like Coming to America 2. It was trash. It was trashy of trashes. No. Having watched Coming to America, guys, and seeing the beautiful love story between Akeem and Lisa and the journey that they took us through, in the film, man. To watch Coming to America 2, it's like, really, guys? Couldn't you guys have taken notes from Coming to America 1? What happened? Where's the storyline, Bandase? What is the storyline? Oh my god, I was just so annoyed watching Coming to America 2. I was just like, you know what, this is trash. What is this? I just needed to give an opinion. Like, really, guys, what did I watch? Having watched such a beautiful, beautiful movie. Directed beautifully. It's about Hakeem, having to go find his bride Lisa, and his dad not obviously agreeing to that because he comes from, the royal family, which, they had to go through, arranged marriages. And that was just them trying to break the cycle, trying to break the law, trying to marry for love. And Akeem wanted to be with somebody who was not with him because of his money, because of his, royal highness, just somebody that loved him for him. And they both wanted the same thing. So it was beautiful to see that. So I enjoyed Coming to America 1. So because of that, I thought the sequel would be at least better than what I watched. I understand it's been like more than 30 years now since Coming to America 1, and a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. Things have been modernized now, westernized, technology, people have gained weight as well because they're happy, and that's okay. A lot of things have changed, but that shouldn't affect the production. That shouldn't affect the story. That shouldn't affect how we play, the certain characters. Like, really, guys? It was trash. It was trash. But let me tell you guys the good stuff that I liked and the critics, of course. First of all, I loved, I enjoyed, and I am so proud, and congratulations to our South African artist who made it to, America, man, and designer. Congratulations to Nomza Mombata. Congratulations to Trevor Noah, of course, nothing new there. Congratulations to Laduma for his Makosa high fashion design. Yes, Hanti, come through. What? Guys, I was really, really excited to watch that, man. The costume design in Coming to America 2. Nah, sway. Those outfits were clean. I remember watching it, I'm just like, yo, these outfits are clean. They kudos to that. They costume design, beautiful. They nailed that. All the African prints, they nailed that. So yes, man, congratulations to Laduma for making it, for collaborating with, the American costume designer. But yes, congratulations to Nomzamo for playing Mirembe. You know, congratulations to Trevor Noah for playing the reporter, I guess. So yeah, I need to give, you know, credit where it's due, and I enjoyed watching our South African, you know, representing. Definitely. I enjoyed, you know, Eddiemurphy is a role model. Eddiemurphy is a legend. Like, guys, playing one character is hard work. To lead a character throughout the series, throughout the film, sorry, it's hard work on its own. To play 5 more characters, no sway, no. Like, kudos to Eddiemurphy and his fellow colleague, what's his name? I forgot his name now. Arsenio Ho? Sorry if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly. Arsenio Ho. Yes, him. Semi in the film. Congratulations to him too, you know, for acing those characters, man. They are really, really good. They are really, really good, and I'm happy that they played the characters so well. They performed the characters just the best of their ability according to, you know, the script. I'm happy that I got to see, you know, the characters brought back. You know, the barbershop characters, they were hilarious. I'm glad to have seen them again in Coming to America too. I didn't even know, you know, the way Eddiemurphy is so good, I didn't even know that he played the white guy in Coming to America until somebody told me. I was like, really? Me, I'm thinking it's just a character. God, it's him. It's Eddiemurphy playing that character, the white guy. His accent, guys, it changes with every single character. You can tell when he's playing, you know, the prince, it's a different accent, different character. When he's playing the white guy, totally different voice, different character, different accent. And the barbershop owner and many more other characters that he plays. Like, it's so beautiful to watch. It's amazing to watch. It gives me chills, actually, to know that this is one person who plays so many characters in a short space of time. You know, I want to be able to, you know, play multiple characters like that one day. As an actor, to see that, beautiful. I was also happy to see, you know, McDowell being brought to Zamunda. Okay, I see y'all. Yeah, I was happy to see, you know, McDowell being brought to Zamunda as well, man. It was hilarious to see. I was happy to see, you know, the royal elements that were still there, as much as, you know, things have changed now. You know, we've developed a lot of things are very modernized now, you know. So I was happy to see some royal elements, like when the sisters came out, you know, there was a rose bearer, you know, who was still putting the roses on the floor so that the sisters can, you know, walk on them. You know, when they were when Eddiemurphy and his wife got up, they were woken up by the certain alarm that he was woken up by in Coming to America 1, which was not the bell, but, you know, people were singing. That's still part of, you know, the royal family, you know, to be woken up by people, you know, in a certain way, you know, the bell, the singing, you know, it was still there. I was still excited and happy to watch that, to see that, you know. I was still happy to see, you know, I would say it's a hobby, I don't know, but the fighting, you know, the fighting stunts that Akeem and his friend, well, he calls him his best friend, Semi, they did in Coming to America 1. He does that with his daughters now in Coming to America 2. He's passed that down to his daughters. You know, they wake up in the morning and they challenge Akeem, their dad, you know, to fighting. So it's good to see, you know, some things that still happen in Coming to America 1, in Coming to America 2 as well. The royal elements of it as well. Yeah, I'm so happy that, you know, Lisa hasn't aged at all. She's so beautiful, guys. Shari. Okay, sis. What do you eat? What do you drink? Are you drinking? Like, what? Nah, guys, she's so beautiful. Having to see oh my gosh, hasn't aged at all. She's still beautiful, still plays the character very beautifully. I enjoyed to see her drunk. That was so hilarious. It reminded me of me when I'm drunk. I'm talking to my mans. She plays her character beautifully, man. I enjoyed watching, Lisa, the character. I enjoyed to see some of the African elements, man, the dancing as well, bits and pieces of it here and there. I enjoyed to hear the African song. I think it was at the beginning, when we were taken through there was a shot where we were taken through the wilderness, to see the animals, the elephants that were still walking around, and the zebras and the giraffes, the lion, to bring up that African element, that royal palace element, to see that and the African song playing with that. I was happy to see that in the beginning, but it all dies down in the film, which I don't understand why. That shouldn't mean just because things are modernized now we should change the customs, we should change the culture. Yes, we can adapt, definitely, but it doesn't mean that now in a royal palace, Mandasi, we're rapping. We're rapping in a royal palace. Anyway, I enjoyed to watch, Gladys Knight's song when Akeem's dad was dying. It was a beautiful, let go. Sad, of course, but yeah, at least there was some African elements to that. The African blueprints that they were wearing. And the song that she was singing, that was a beautiful let go. It was sad, to watch, but a beautiful, he's passed on now and Akeem now is king, Yeah, so I enjoyed, bits and pieces of things that I could find to enjoy. However, now let's get to the critics. I've, congratulated everybody. I've told everybody what they needed to hear. But now let's get to the things that, listen, guys. Can we start with the storyline? What is the storyline in Coming to America 2? What is the storyline? What's going on? What's it about? I'll tell you what it's about. It is about gender roles. To the fact that now women can be in power. Women can rule a royal household. Women can now rule a kingdom. Things have changed. Those are the things that I'm talking about, that, we need to adapt, and those things can change, but that doesn't mean that we should throw away all our African, customs, Things like, gender roles, women being in power now, it's good to see. It's beautiful to watch, and I was so happy that that happened at the end, But what was the storyline leading to that? There were so many issues and awarenesses that were not necessary in the film. The storyline, I felt like there were 3 storylines in one film. First of all, we have General Easy, who comes from this country, because they do say country, Nixdoria, right? It's a poor country, so he's trying to gain alliance with Zamunda, understandably so. So how he does that, he was trying to marry his son, which is Ratami, I don't know what his character name is, Ratami, with Akeem's oldest daughter, right? So he's trying to marry his son with Akeem's daughter forcibly. So yeah, that's a story on its own. That's what I thought was going to happen, throughout the film. This guy forcing his son to marry Akeem's daughter. That's what I thought was going to happen. It didn't even last 5 seconds. That storyline didn't even last. I didn't even understand why Ratami was in that show. Like, I just didn't get it. Oh my goodness. I hated Wesley Snipes' walk. Like, General Easy, his walk. Guys, I couldn't. It was too much. It was too much. But anyway, I'm talking about the stories. So that was the first story that I gathered, right? That just didn't even last 5 seconds. Then we get to the point where Sharp, apparently he has a son, Akeem, in America. His long, estranged son, his long lost son. Who we didn't even see any glimpse of him sleeping with anybody in Coming to America 1. There was no evidence, no proof, no mention of anything about Akeem sleeping with another woman in Coming to America 1. So how did he have a child all of a sudden? How, Sway? No, guys, no. No, hey. Yeah. All of a sudden he has a son, and I was gonna go look for his son, to be his heir, to the kingdom, to the throne. You know how they messed it up also was the fact that in Coming to America 1, they were sitting at this bar, right? They did look for women, right? And they couldn't find any. I remember they went to McDowell, to work for, Lisa's dad, right? So that Akeem can get closer to Lisa and try to, spend time with her, etc. So when they were working there, I remember Sammy saying, yo, I haven't had sex in a while, I need to have some sex. So in Coming to America 2, it shows us that Sammy did have sex before they worked at McDonald's. But in Coming to America 1, at McDonald's, Sammy says, yo, I haven't had sex in a while. But all of a sudden, Akeem has a child. It's okay, let's go with that. That's the second story. Akeem now has a child who's going to be an heir to the throne, Then he brings the son back, and General Easy now has another child, a daughter, who he's going to force to marry Akeem's estranged son, right? And the son and the daughter agree, sharp, they're going to get married, cool. Then all of a sudden, we are introduced to the fact that now, all of a sudden, Laval, Akeem's son, is now in love with Mirembe, his royal groomer. When? Guys. We see Mirembe and Laval in the first scene together. She introduces herself to him as the royal groomer, right? Does his hair sharp. We see them. There was no flirtatious. There was no lust. He didn't look at her in any sort of way. In any sort of, lustful way or flirtatious way. Or any sort of way, actually. Sharp, this is my royal groomer, cool. We get to the second scene of them together. And he's been vulnerable, obviously, with her, and he's telling her that yo, I'm not happy with where I am. I'm not happy, basically. I'm not happy with what's going on, etc. He's being vulnerable with her, and she's giving him advice, and she's telling him the story about Akeem and Lisa, etc., etc. Cool, we see them talk, we see them bond, right? But there was no flirtatiousness, there was no connection there was no lust, there was no romantic, yes, that's the word I'm looking for. There was no romance between them two. It was just a normal conversation, her giving him advice, him being vulnerable, sharp. That was it. That's all we saw. Third scene of them together, now all of a sudden they kiss. And now all of a sudden they're in love. They're in love. So the prince was brought to Zamunda, because they wanted the heir to the throne, And all of a sudden, there's a love story now of Mirembe and the prince. And then now, everything, all of that changes. No, sharp. We have, the queen. We have the queen. This is a story about gender roles. A queen, a woman can be a queen. She can rule a kingdom. That's the story now. How many storylines can one take? How many plots can one take? It did not flow. It did not make sense. The scripts, the jokes, oh my goodness, the jokes. there was a joke where, you know, Laval's mom was like, why is these mashed potatoes black? And then I think Lisa was like, because it's caviar. And then Laval's mom is like, I have a cousin named Caviar. What's funny? Hi, let's go through that joke again, guys. Laval's mom says, why are these mashed potatoes black? Lisa says, because it's caviar. It's not mashed potatoes. Laval's mom is like, I have a cousin named Caviar. Dry ass jokes. Forced jokes. They would literally want us to haha. I didn't haha. Like, literally. Everything felt so forced. It was too satirical. Like, I get that, you know, Eddiemurphy's a comedian, you know, it's a comedy, you know, film. The first one, everything flew. Pace, you know, it was very nicely paced. This was the story. It's a love story. Akeem's trying to find a bride in America. He comes back with the bride. Shot. Here we understand it's a gender role, you know, awareness, you know, that women can now become, you know, rulers. Women can now, you know, all these plots just did not make sense. The characters, there were so many unnecessary characters. There were so many comedians who didn't have to be there. What was Morgan Freeman doing there as himself? Yeah, there was a bunch of unnecessary comedians. There was a bunch of, you know, musicians that just didn't have to be there. The characters were just unnecessary. There's too many characters unnecessarily. They took all comedians, guys. They literally were like, okay, let's take all the comedians in one reunion, basically. It was just a reunion of comedians who were forcing us to laugh. And it just didn't work because it was dry, it was forced, it was too satirical. I couldn't. I like it when somebody, you know, they don't try too hard to be funny. They're just funny. Eddiemurphy's just funny. You know, he just says things that just like, ugh, really? They literally made jokes, guys. They made jokes in 2021. I see they were also marketing Fashion Nova. Okay. I saw as well that, you know, the first thing that we should have seen, you know, was what happened to the Queen. Because obviously we see that Akeem's father passes on. It's a sad, you know, story, you know, but then where's the Queen? What happened to the Queen? We're only, you know, told the Queen, well, we assume that the Queen has passed on when he says, you know, yeah, I'm gonna do this for my mom, or, you know, your mom would have wanted you to. What would your mom wanted to do? Somewhere along those lines, somebody said that to Akeem. Then we realized, okay, she's passed on, obviously. But I would have loved to see what had happened to her. I mean, she was she played a pivotal role in Akeem's life. You know, she's the one who gave Akeem the advice of, listen, if you love her, marry her, you know? So I would have loved to see the Queen. What happened to the Queen? Oh my goodness. They could have just written it down somewhere. Okay, this is what happened. We'll show something that happened, you know. But with so many things going on, I understand why they didn't. I get it. They could have really pushed the narrative of General Easy, you know, trying to force his son, you know, Rotimi, to marry the Queen. I mean, the princess, you know, Akeem's oldest daughter, you know, and them fighting over that, you know. And in the end, the daughter, you know, rules. You know, she becomes the queen when Akeem has passed on. They could have really played with that narrative. I don't know. They could have pushed it more. They could have... Oh my goodness. I also saw somebody talking about, you know, Nomzamo Mbata's accent on Coming to America. As much as, you know, I was proud and happy to see her on, you know, this bigger show, and I'm proud of her and her work ethic, and she really works hard. She fishes her bag, honey. But I saw what people were saying about the accent, and Yeah, no, she should have just played with a South African accent, hey? She didn't have to create another accent. She's already African. She's already South African. She could have just played with that accent. If she did want to create another accent, then stick to it. Because, sis, the accent was... I don't know what accent was that. Zamunda accent? And then it came back to South African. And then it went back to Zamunda. And then it came back to South African. Gansi, sis, what are you, you know... What's the accent here? This film looks like it was shot in 5 days. I mean, it was shot in Tylerperrystudios, so what do I expect? Shout out to Tyler Perry for making it, you know, for the black people in the industry. Shout out to Tyler Perry, you know, but this film, it was produced in the studio, so... I don't know, man. Because there was so many comedians and so many American celebrities and so many American people, I felt like Nomzamo looked so disconnected to the film. Her character just didn't make sense in the film. You know, I understood as the royal groomer, Sharp is there for, they could have just kept it at that. Her falling in love now and wanting to be with the prince's son, the king's son, sorry, it just did not make sense. She looked so disconnected, you know, like, I don't know, guys, it looked like she didn't have to be there, you know, because there was just so many Americans and so many American celebrities and comedians that just didn't have to be there, that made her look so, you know, disconnected, that made her look so foreign. So like, honestly, it was a comedian's show. It was literally a comedian's show. It was a reunion of all comedians. It was a reunion of, you know, musicians, and, you know, trying to show us that they can act also. What, I don't know what it was, but honestly, it was a shit show. Like, it was a shit show. So many things went wrong in that film, and they shouldn't have done a sequel. Because Coming to America 1 was so good, was so well directed, the script was good, it was flowing, the pace was flowing, you know. To see Coming to America 2, I understand things have changed, I understand it's been over 30 years, but they should have just kept it. They should have just left it at Coming to America 1. They shouldn't have done a sequel if they weren't going to do such a good job, because Coming to America 1 was a beautiful movie. Beautiful. Overall, guys, I did not enjoy it. I mean, you can watch it, you know, and maybe you will enjoy it. I watched it on Amazon Prime. It's like a streaming platform like your Netflix and your Showmax, you know. So yeah, I watched it on Amazon Prime, and, you know, did the whole 30-day trial thing, so that's how I was able to watch it. If you haven't, you know, streamed on Amazon Prime, haven't made an account on Amazon Prime, then you can definitely do that. And then obviously when it's time to pay up, you just quickly remove that subscription. So yeah, that's what I did basically. You know, I even went through those lens, fam, to do that for the sake of this, you know, film, because I was so excited to see, to watch, because it was such a beautiful first one. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do tell me what you guys think of the film. You know, if you watched it, if you haven't, go watch it and come back and let me know what you think. You know, comment down on the comment section down below. Yeah, let's you can have a conversation about it, you know. Please do like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and I'll see you next time on Essie's Diary.